I was looking at a work that's currently on the homepage, which is the algorithm, which I
Oh
thought was
yeah.
really cool. And it was funny because I was actually just thinking, like, I wish more work in lit mags was about technology and how it interacts with our lives, because I haven't seen a
Yeah.
lot of that. And then I looked at your journal, I was like, yes, there
Yeah. Yeah. I
it
mean, same.
is.
I mean, we don't, I don't know if we get a ton of it, but like we read that and we were like, yeah, like this
Yeah,
is, I mean, it's what it's, and it's not just that it's using that. It's like, obviously like a really well rendered story. It's strange and interesting and makes me think about it, think about algorithms and how technology is deciding things about us and for us in ways that like you sort of suspect or like worry about, but don't quite think about it in the same way as almost like as a character that you're following the algorithm as like the close character or
right,
something.
right. Yeah,
Um, which is was sort of strange and like giving it that kind of agency, I thought was fascinating. But
yeah.
yeah, I agree. Like I think it would be nice to see our contemporary lives reflected in some of the
Mhm.
fiction that's getting published, more of it, I guess.
Yeah,
And that was
yeah.
actually something that Edward, back in the day in 2009, when we were writing our initial submission guidelines, which are still for the most part intact, Edward had this line about like your the work should express something about the time in which we live.
Hmm,
And
hmm.
that's like that's really broad, but
Right,
I think that it could include like the algorithm, and the
right,
stuff that we're
right.
literally dealing with every single day, whether we quite realize it or not.
Yeah, that was exactly my next question, which is how much do you want the submissions to sort of integrate features of the contemporary world, or
Yeah,
um,
I mean, I think it could just be interpreted it like the way that he wrote that line. I think it could be interpreted like, yeah, we want stuff that's like, real contemporary in terms of like you can write about I don't know, political movements or whatever. But I also think it's vague enough that, it could just be like the emotional experience of living today. It doesn't
mhm,
like theoretically you can write a story that takes place in the 1890s, but
mhm.
it is really about the emotional experience of living today. I hope it is actually.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I mean, I think both have to happen
yeah.
basically for us to succeed as a journal.